have to do is you have to look at yourself. You have to recognize what is your true potential. What are you able to do? When I shared earlier, I said there's two parts of this prayer. The first part of this was accept the things you cannot change. The second part of that is you need courage to change the things that you can. Some of you in here today have some things in your life that you may not like. There are some things that may not necessarily be the most fun of where I stay at, may not be the most fun of where I live at, may not be the most fun of what my family has done. Maybe your parents never went to college. Maybe they live in a certain neighborhood. Maybe you can't wear the clothes that you like to wear. You look at other people's clothes, you're like, oh man, I like that. When you look at yourself, you don't necessarily like that. A lot of you look at things and you have the opportunity to say, hey, there is something different that I want to happen as it relates to my situation. Do you have the courage to change it? Do you? Do you have the courage to be able to say, hey, maybe they didn't do it, but I have the opportunity to be the one that does this, first one that actually does this. Be the first one that actually changes the trajectory of my last name. Maybe somebody look at my last name and they may not think it's absolutely amazing, but when I come through, once I'm done, people are going to see me and say, hey, that's Dr. Somebody. People are going to say, oh, he became a lawyer. People are going to say, oh, she was the first one to actually go get a scholarship in softball. First one to get a scholarship in basketball. They're going to look at you and say, hey, nobody else did it within your lineage, but will you be the first one that actually goes and does that? Will you have the courage to look at yourself, look at your situation and say, this is the thing that I'm going to change? But the reality is this, it will not be easy. It will not be easy. As a matter of fact, it will be very difficult because the majority of people, they go through certain situations in life, and guess what? It's easier to actually do what everybody else does than to actually be different. And that's what we have going on within our culture. That's why some of the challenges that we have in our schools are what they are, because I would much rather stick in, I'd much rather be a part of the crowd than I would want to actually do and stand out. And if you are going to be somebody that's a change agent, if you are going to be somebody that bucks the trend, then you have to be okay with sometimes going along. But a lot of people don't want to do that because what? I have to be okay with I'm good all by myself. I have to now accept myself and say that nobody else validates me.